Coach, obviously understanding that you guys allowed 20 free throws in the first half, and then just allowing 7. What was the mindset and the flip that you guys made, or what was said in the locker room at halftime to make that adjustment?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We meet as a staff before we talk to players, obviously. And as I was walking in, they were talking amongst themselves, man, we got to keep these guys off the free throw line. If we do that, we'll have a good chance of winning the game. And we showed more discipline. And with our young guys, too, CP and Jalen, that might be the hardest part of becoming a good defensive player in this league is learning how to not to foul. And like we talked about before the game, some of these guys are masters at drawing fouls. So that's just experience. They just need a little more time. But that helped. Only 7 free throws in the second half. That was big.
We talked a lot over the last week about the defensive effort that you guys have had and how it was lacking. Over the last 3 games, you guys have kind of changed that narrative. What did you feel was the difference in tonight's matchup when it comes to your defensive prowess and also locking up Trey?
I think we did a better job of getting into him, getting into the ball, and if you let him just roam free, like I said pregame, it just, he's just too good. And I felt like we kind of kept him on the sidelines. When he gets in the middle, he kind of has everything. He's got the lob, he's got the kick to the corner. So we really made an effort to pin him, try to keep him, we call it down, keep him on the sidelines. We didn't. That's a little bit of an adjustment for us because we sent, drag screens and all that middle. But tonight we said we'll just push them down. So I definitely think that helped.
Yeah. Obviously, playing last night in Miami, tonight here, not the easiest back-to-back in terms of travel in the league, but you guys came out and scored 137 points. Yeah. What did you like about what you did offensively against a team that's been good on the defensive end of the floor lately?
I don't know what our rim numbers were. We didn't shoot it great from 3, right? But we still scored 137 points. So, our paint game, we got in the paint. Obviously, hit a ton of floaters. Like we got a lot of good guys that can shoot floaters. I thought Evan was super aggressive, especially in that first half. Got back to dunking the ball. That was really good. So I just liked our rim presence. It wasn't all just it wasn't just 3-point shooting tonight. We had a good balance.
And then obviously before the game, Evan and Darius were both named to the All-Star team. What does it mean to you to see those guys recognized like that?
So proud. Listen. You can't take that from them. They'll have it on their resumes the rest of their lives, and it's unique. And I don't know, to have 3 guys, on the All-Star team. I mean, that's phenomenal. I'm glad, really happy. Media, coaches, they recognized, how good those guys have been. But I just told Kobe, man, hey, listen, Kobe, you drafted 2 guys that are all-stars. That's you got to pick those guys. Sure, we got this team and we got a really good team, but there's teams that missed on those guys, and that's really the credit starts with him. And then you guys know they're phenomenal guys. Like they got. They come from great families. They're wonderful to be around. They're great teammates, coachable. And I told that leads to me that bodes well for our future, for sustainable success, for their success. Because when you have talent and that type of character in your locker room, you can do special things.
7 guys in double figures tonight. How impressed are you with the selflessness of this offense?
It's I think it's the feedback I get the most from other coaches, which is cool. Your colleagues say, "Man, you guys moved the ball. Wow, you share it. You're so connected. Your ball movement is great, and I don't know. That's that chemistry. It's just chemistry. A team that's a continuity we've talked about, but it's also you got to have skill to do that, right? You got to have the willingness to do it, share it. But our skill level is super high. That makes it easier. We quite honestly tonight we didn't really call many plays. That's just them out there hooping, really. I think it's a fun I enjoy watching these guys play.
Mark.
I had a different question, but you just
Yeah.
said you didn't call many plays tonight. How often and how comfortable are you just letting these guys go out and play bad? I was scored today, 137 points is
Play on principles. Like, and the NBA has shifted that way, let's be honest. The game's so fast now, it's like you're really calling set plays off of, out of timeouts, obviously, free throws and side out of bounds. If I'm really feeling something, I'll kind of stop and, as they're flowing up, I'll stop. And if we really need something or want to match up, but for the most part, we're playing on principles and not as many called plays as people would think.
And I know we've asked this before, but at this point, does anything Ty do surprise you? Another 20 points tonight.
I just told him, I said, Ty, it'd be nice if you let our all-star power forward bring the ball up sometimes, I said, I know you're playing great, but come on, he's great, but, it's great, listen, Donovan empowers him, Evan empowers, I obviously empower him. When the guy's playing, when he's in a zone like this, I don't know what he's shooting on floaters this year. It's like insane, both foot floaters, both hands. And then shooting the heck out of the three ball. Like I said, this really bodes well for us because it looks like this is real. This is going to be extended. Really excited for him and for us going forward. He can be a playoff contributor for sure.
Jim.
How about Jalen Tyson diving for a loose ball, ending up in the stands, up 20 with 3 minutes left?
Yeah, his brother's a football player, right? Like, he's toughness and energy, and I keep saying he's the ultimate role player. Really glad, and tough for a young guy. Back to back, you got to come and do it again, and not used to playing back to back. So, loved his energy. He's in that winner category. Just a winner.
And to your point about what you said about Ty, how long of a stretch do you need to see from any guy to decide what's real and what might just be a blip?
I mean, they say 20 games, but for someone like Ty, who's been kind of borderline NBA player, and it's longer. I think you say take the all stars fair, but I think we're ready to confirm. Again, I just keep saying this improvement in his body. He's just stronger and he looks faster out there. So if you can compete physically like that, his skills are off the charts. Passing's off the charts. So and it's he's bigger than people think. He can get in the lane and get contact and make plays.
Right.
When a guy like Ty can score in spurts like that off the bench and be that aggressive, what does that do for you and the rotation?
I know it makes my job harder, believe it or not. Like I said, I think when this season started, I did not pencil him into the rotation. I should probably tell him that before I should say it to you guys, but too late now. But really, it's like probably going to be, 12th man, and he was out all year, and, my obviously Golden State, I had the experience, but, he plays sporadic, kind of in that role, a little more in the two-way, but like, and this is just completely unexpected. So it throws your rotation. Now you're like, okay, man, it throws other guys' minutes up, but that's great. That's what competition's about. That's what building a team's about. And his teammates will be like the first ones to say he deserves it, deserves to play the minutes he's playing, deserves to take the shots he's taken. So, but definitely. Jumbles the rotation up a little with his stellar play.
Evan Mobley took the ball, ran like 90-some feet.
Yeah.
We threw a couple guys and finished. When you watching him do that, what goes through your mind?
Magic Johnson. I mean, and not. Please don't, because when he shows flashes like that, I'm like, man, that's he's scratching the surface. And then you see some young player, right? He tries to go ISO against Larry Nance and can't get by him because he's still got to improve his strength. He's still got to improve his patience in ISO situations. But when even the one he turned over in the second, we went behind the back and It's like, holy, he's got that too. His handle is way better than I thought, and his open court ability is. Again, I'm excited what the future is going to bring for him, because when he makes plays like that, you're like, holy, he's got a lot more in there.
Were you disappointed Jarrett didn't make it?
Yes.
Did you think that was possible?
Yes, just because of our record. You know, it's on that Hawks team. Did we have 4 guys or 5 make it? We had 5. 4?
Yeah,
Is it
4?
4?
It was 4.
4. So I thought that was, especially with our historic start, right? The 50 is like, man, people are gonna, I thought it was could turn that way, So, little, disappointed in that.
Daryl.
I remember asking about Donovan and Darius and getting the best out of both of those guys.
Yeah.
Tonight 50 and 13 assists. Just what's it like watching those two when they're on the floor together and they're just really going off?
Well, first of all, that it's their chemistry, right? I did feel like watching film last year on them. They were both kind of would always be coming back begging for the ball. Now I feel like they've found that balance. Like, hey, you're bringing it up this time. No, you're bringing it up. There's no like, we're both coming to the ball. Okay, you got the ball. I'm getting to my space. I'm getting to my spot. So that's super important. And then, like I said, their skill level. 2 of the best shooters in the league. Not only catch and shoot, off the dribble, incredible creation ability. Both can pass phenomenally. I don't know like what backcourt has that combination. I'd have to go through the league, right? Like if you take 2 guard and point guard, and that's like I can't imagine a better duo in the league. One you're talking point guard and 2 guard. They're just really really special and unique.
How hard is it? Considering the specific back-to-back you just had last night, being in Miami and then coming back tonight, to come out of the locker room there and blow the game wide open with a 39-point quarter, and then on the flip side, you play defense, giving up just 21 points.
I was surprised. I was expecting us to be stuck in mud tonight. Man, Donovan's gonna, Max, we're playing a lot of minutes, and we've got guys out. I was really surprised how fresh we looked physically. Evan was because this is an athletic team we're playing. They're long, and I'm like, man, if we don't have the juice against this team, this could be a long night. And we had the juice, so it surprised me a little with the schedule we've had. But you know how this is. There's a mental toughness to that. And Donovan's amazing with that. Like, he goes for 34 last night, and then you expect a dip, right? Just with the schedule, back to back, and the travel, and gets in at 3, and boom, these guys are just ready to rock. I knew Darius with the rest was going to be, he was buzzing around. That was normal. But Donovan's just, it's amazing how consistent he is, and I guess that's what separates a good from the great, right? That's why he's a great player.
Last one, Spence.
I know this kind of goes hand in hand with defense and the way you guys have defended the last 3 games, but another game where Evan and Jarrett combined for 25 boards, and you guys have significantly out-rebounded your opponents, just finishing possessions on the defensive end, and how much of an emphasis you put on that at the start of the week.
Yeah, we got back to that, but we hit them with the stats, and you guys hit me with the stats. How often teams are getting to our rim? Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, you guys are the best rim protectors. Like I said, first of all, keep them from the rim. That's first priority. But when they get there, we've got to do a better job. And there was some stuff scheme-wise we did. We've been switching a little less lately because no Dean Wade and no Isaac, so it's a little tougher to switch. So you can keep those guys, we call it coverage, keeps them closer to the rim. So I think that's helped too. But yeah, we got to keep keep protecting that paint, protecting the rim. That's what makes them elite, both of them.